Now to our guest speaker. You may have noticed that in both my tribute to our fallen heroes 4 years ago and in our farewell to our departing Black Hawk and Apache teammates, certain words were repetitive and prominent. Brothers, sisters, family. Our guest speaker knows about the cavalry family. She learned firsthand what the cavalry family can really be when it mattered most. As a Gold Star widow of a fallen cavalry hero, she is more Cav than anyone I have ever met. In fact, true story, when the Fort Drum garrison commander visited her home to offer his condolences, she refused to let him in unless she was wearing a Stetson. In good taste, he diffused the situation by admitting to her, on her doorstep, that he had not yet earned the honor to earn a Stetson, so she let him in. Not sure if he got any coffee or not, but she was let in. Karin Windorski-Cruz is a former soldier herself, a former cavalry spouse, and is now married to Mario Cruz, also with us tonight, a former Navy rescue swimmer. Go Army, be Navy. Cool. If you need more proof that Karin is Cav to the core, when asked of Mario if he knew what Fiddler's Green was, a former Navy guy, mind you, he replied, "Oh, of course, I'm married to a Cav widow." She knows every aspect of the cavalry family as the widow of CW3 Phil Windorski, who died 4 years ago tonight. And tonight, she will share some thoughts with us on just how powerful and positive that 6 Cav family is. Please give a loud Cav welcome to one of our own 6'6" Cav family members, Karin Windorski-Cruz.
I'm blushing. When Lieutenant Colonel Sweet first approached me and asked me to speak tonight, my initial thought was, what, are you insane?
Yes.
But somehow the words came out of my mouth, sounding much more like, I'd be honored. I guess my heart was a lot braver than my mind. I'm sure you might be asking yourselves, why her? I'm not going to lie to you. I wondered the same thing myself. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that the best answer is, why not me? You see, like you, I am Cav. I am 6'6". I have been where you are, and my heart remains here. Why? Because of one reason: family. When I first enlisted in the Army, back in the days of gray cotton PTs and woodland camo, I did it because I felt a strong urge to pay my dues to this country, so that I would never feel that I was accepting anything that I was not willing to pay for myself. I guess I felt that sense of duty, of honor. You know, there is something to be said for giving more of yourself than you expect. That you expect in return. I stand now before a room full of men and women who understand that very feeling. A few months after signing into my first unit, I met a young sergeant in my battalion named Phil. He was charming and funny, and he looked really good in a pair of Wranglers. Being stationed in Central Texas, he fit right in with all the local cowboys. He was a country boy from Minnesota, and I was a city girl from California. And he and I, well, we made a really great team. I'm sorry, can I get a glass of water? Already had a little of that.
Yeah, that's not helping.
Bill and I got married the following 4th of July. We thought it was fitting for two soldiers to tie the knot on the day that represents freedom and what all American soldiers fight for. Truth be told, if you had asked Bill, he would have said, well, it fell on a Saturday. of the ceremony, Phil got selected for flight school. His report date was just a month after our wedding. Unfortunately, I had to stay back at Fort Hood to finish out my enlistment, so we spent the first few months apart. Being apart for that first 5 months was good training for what was to come after flight school. Once we were reunited, the real adventure began. We spent the next few years living in exotic places like Fort Polk, Louisiana. Hey, if you've ever been to Louisiana, you know that's like a whole other country. If memory serves, I think the state bird is a flying cockroach. During our travels from duty station to duty station, we never lived close to either of our families of origin. So what's a high-speed scout pilot and his young bride to do? Well, being the adventurous type, we decided to create our own family, the old-fashioned way. He got the glamorous job of flying missions over Bosnia and Iraq, while I spent time with morning sickness, sick kids, broken down vehicles, and dealing with the lovely people at the housing office. I had plenty of days where I thought, man, I got the bad end of the stick here. Facing deployments overseas, NTC and JRTC rotations, without being geographically close to mine or Phil's parents, I quickly learned that family was more than just the people that I had shared a home with. You see, family comes in many forms. You have the family that you were born or adopted into, the family you create with a partner that you choose, or it is the group of men and women that your branch manager says you got to spend the next 3 to 5 years with. So when Phil was just a Woj and I was a newly minted spouse, we reached out to our fellow Army family members and got to know them. We had cookouts and movie nights with our new extended family. Our kids made friends at school and friends with the other kids in the unit. Spending time with the other families in the unit became a regular occurrence for us, and it made each duty station feel a little more like home. It's no secret that Army Aviation is a small community, and that AirCav is even smaller. It's not an exaggeration when you hear the senior soldiers or their spouses say, you will see half these people again at some point in your career. It's true. Even now, I see faces in this room that I've known since back in the day when Phil was an IP at Rush, and that was almost 9 years ago. It doesn't matter the airframe or the MOS. It doesn't matter if you wear the uniform or you love the soldier wearing it. We are all part of a family. First the Army family, then the aviation community family, and then the 6-6 family. So having an event like this is akin to a family reunion. By the end of the night, we will have seen the antics of our crazy Uncle Willard, and no doubt, nosy cousin Nelda will she'll be trying to get the scoop on what's going on with you. We will laugh at the youngins as they try to put food into Grandpa George's mouth while he's taking a nap, or should that be Grandpa Buck?
Yeah.
And I'm sure the twins will entertain us as one holds a beer mug and the other one says, hey, watch this. And we will all gather around and give thanks to God for bringing us together tonight to celebrate the family that He has blessed us with, crazy relatives and all. When I lost my husband 4 years ago tonight, my children and I were beyond broken. But the care and support of everyone here in 6-6 showed us how truly expansive our family really is. They were there for us on that cold January morning when we received the devastating news. And our 6-6 family remains by our sides today, as my children and I pick up the pieces and drive on. So I would like to say thank you. Thank you to each and every one of my 6-shooter family members in this room tonight. We may be close and speak often, or we may be like two cousins who have yet to meet. But one thing is certain, we are and will remain family. Thank you.
First of all, Karen, thank you very much. We got you a small token of appreciation. Well, it's not really small. And first of all, a little tradition so everybody understands what's happening here. I think if you didn't catch it earlier, Maria Mogg is our Lady of the Cab. As the spouse of our senior, and I do mean senior, W5. Okay? So she is our Lady of the Cab. However, this Lady of the Cab had a different name over the years, slightly less classy in my opinion, and don't call Maria this because she will kick you in the junk. It is the Cab Hag. Okay? I mean, if you think about it, it makes some sense. Now, for Karen, much like in any regiment, you have an honorary colonel of the regiment, sergeant major of the regiment. Well, tonight, Karen, we would like to make you the honorary Lady of the Cab for 6-6 Cab. So you are the honorary Cab Hag for number 4.